Hello everyone, this is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting live stream. This is the second one of February. Can't believe February 2nd vlog stream. We have a new playlist actually for February vlogs, so this will be one of those. Give me one moment to get the live chat up and to edit the description of this video. What I now have been doing is when I go over my day, I do indeed also read the live chat in order to keep you guys all involved, because I don't want you guys to be bored as fuck just listening to me go over my day without any actual interaction. So don't worry, the interaction's back, y'all. It went away for a bit to where I could talk about my day and then interact, but now to keep you guys engaged the whole time and have the hangout go the whole time, I'm gonna interact with you guys while I go over my day. Right now, my boy Aiden is playing around with a plot generator in the background. I now have the live chat up for the stream, which is good. I'm about to pop open a tab to where I can edit the description of this video. Let's see. I'm gonna make there we go, the live chat window big enough. I'm loving this royalty-free elevator music. How many things that we do in the improv comedy sketches that were straight up like, we hear jazz, therefore it is some jazz-related thing. Right now, your boy Aiden is in the zone. Wait, did I do the intro and introduce you? I'm sorry. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with
Jet Black, one only.
And today, we're doing the vlog as we always do, with some royalty-free elevator music in the back. I'm sorry, Aiden. I didn't mean to shit on you.
No, you
Oh, it lets you choose the next line?
You can do it like that. There's an option.
Wow. I think I used to go to this website when I was younger, but I don't think it had this many options. Please keep your input family friendly. Got it. Let's see. So right now I'm gonna edit the description of this video. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day today so far. I sure know that I'm having a good time. Aiden, are you having a good time?
Super duper.
Oh, super sweet, dude. I'm glad you're having a totally awesome time. Well, that is great to hear. In this video, talks about, let's see, 4, 3, 2. There we go. Now I'm gonna throw in links and tags from the previous vlog video. Did that last song feel elevator-y to you? This one does. This is elevator as fuck.
Welcome to the elevator.
Oh, going up or going down on your girl tonight.
Hey.
Bedroom popping like it's dynamite. Gonna fuck your girl, you think you might. Wanna fuck your girl, that pussy tight. Gotta eat it up, it tastes alright. Alright, I mean, it's I add some Vegemite for flavor. Your face was like, the fuck? Have you ever had Vegemite?
No, I've heard it's terrible.
I have heard it's terrible. I've heard it's absolutely awful. If we ever did a video where it was Jet and Winslow try Vegemite, it would suck because I only eat once a day.
Gotta. You have to eat the whole jar.
The whole jar. Hashtag the whole jar. Okay, so I got the tags on the video. Gotta hit that save changes button. Yo, buddy. Brand new Kung Fu Kitty. I don't even listen to Kendrick. Okay, let's see. Change it from gaming to people and blogs. Save changes. Okay, now that I got the description and tags, 5 minutes into the video, finally finished, I can just start talking about my day. So, after the vlog last night, I played Dragon Ball FighterZ and practiced playing with Hit for hours in preparation to play fighting games at Collin's. I woke up, of course I went to sleep after I played Dragon Ball FighterZ. I woke up, I freshened up, and I was picked up by Collin, CJ, and Jarrod to go to Pieology for breakfast. We all had a great time, and then went to Collin's to play fighting games. We played Smash Ultimate, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and Blaz Blue. In Dragon Ball FighterZ, I was surprised at how unprepared I was with Hit. After practicing for hours, the guys kept throwing unexpected curveballs at my hit strategy. I think I should have used my counter more against Collin's Android 16. He used his heavy attacks a lot, which I could easily punish with my counter if I was more prepared. I faced off against the CPU of Android 16 last night a shit ton while training with Hit because I felt like he'd be the best counter pick against Hit. And the CPU like never used Android 16's like heavy shoulder bash, and that was like Collin's main strat was to use it. So I was fucked. I was like, what's going on? So I feel like I need to practice more with my counters and get better with playing against real people with Hit. I feel like I did have a few like okay games with Hit, but I need to become a better Hit player overall. Jarrod got a little frustrated with me when we were playing Blaz Blue because I would try to counterpick him. Counterpicking is where when your opponent picks a character, you try and pick a character that you think has strengths where the other character is weak. So if your opponent picks a slow character, you pick a fast character. If your opponent picks like a weak character, you pick a stronger character. You know, stuff like that. So Jarrod was upset that I was counterpicking him. And I thought that was kind of odd. Jarrod has a lot more experience with Blaz Blue than I do, and with fighting games in general. And while we did have a few close games, Jarrod was definitely winning the majority of our games, regardless of the counterpicking. So I don't know. I didn't really understand why he was upset about it. I leaned back a little bit to make it easier for the audience to see Aiden, and then Aiden also leaned back. But I mean, you don't have to have like scoliosis though to be on the camera. I understand if it's an awkward situation. I might be able to try and make this work a little bit better by setting my laptop on a slight precarious surface. Here we go. But yeah, after a while, Jarrod got past the whole counterpick thing, and we were just hanging out, having fun. After a while, Collin dropped me back off at my place and took Jarrod to a Magic the Gathering event. Once I arrived back at the dorm, I contacted your boy Winslow. I went over to his lab. After he troubleshooted a few problems he was having with this project, we listened to my SoundCloud playlist for this week, picked up some milkshakes at Sonic, where we were given some warm napkins. They're not warm anymore.
Mildly toasty.
Mildly toasty. They do kind of feel toasted. They do. They feel them again. He got those shits fresh out the oven. Feel these other napkins. Feel how soft they are. Toasty. Soft. Toasty. Soft. White bread. That toaster shit. I don't know. Did you feel the difference? That nigga had like Charmin Ultra.
He was like, they're gonna get the best napkins.
Best napkins. They asked for the good napkins. Kels said, hey, what up? Yo, Kels, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. Let's see. Right. So we picked up some milkshakes and grabbed a pizza from Marco's. Fun fact, Winslow is a fan of anchovies on pizza. Would you like to talk a little bit more about like your enjoyment of anchovies?
They're good. Actually, my parents were the ones who like got me into them originally. They got them on their pizza, and I was like, "That's gross." And they were like, "Did you eat them before?" And I was like, "No." And they were like, "Eat them." And then I ate them, and then I was like, "It was pretty good."
It's also a thing in Futurama, the anchovy thing.
Yeah, they're very rare, so I have all of them.
You heard it here first. I don't know what other words I was trying to say.
Third.
Warm napkins. While we were asking for more napkins the guy in the window didn't understand what we said at first, and he said something. It was like some weird, not English thing. We don't know what the fuck he said, but it was funny, whatever it was. What do you think he might have said? You were trying to remember earlier.
You said something that was hilarious, but I forgot what it was. He said something. I was like, "Can I have some extra napkins?" And he was like, "An extra Adkins" or something like that. And then I was like, "What?"
And then I think I said something. I know nigga was in whatever I
Yeah.
said. It wasn't nigga ad libs, but it was like something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it was interesting. Um, let's see. Oh, I was at the fun fact. So after that, we went back to his place where we are currently, where I
Did you
introduced.
type it all out?
Yeah,
Okay.
where I introduced him to Pretty Much It, which is the YouTube channel I've been bragging on for like the past few days. I've been really liking the content. Maddie seems to like Pretty Much It as well. I think I've shown Ryan Pretty Much It, and I think he just thought it was like okay. He doesn't really fuck with Pretty Much It too much. He said it was like okay, but it wouldn't be something that he would like watch on his own. I also showed him Project Milo. If you guys don't remember that, when the Xbox Kinect originally came out, it was called like Project Natal, and they were showing off a game where there was like a artificially intelligent boy who lives in the game, and you can talk to him normally, like you would talk to like any other kid, and you could draw stuff on pieces of paper and hold it up to the camera, and then it would appear in the game. He would like have a copy of whatever you drew. There's also scenes where they hold up items to the camera, and the boy suddenly has those items. I wanted to show you footage of that, because that's fucking crazy. The reason why I showed him the Project Milo thing is because Aiden had brought up, I was telling him about Lego Worlds. I told him how in Lego Worlds you can copy anything in the environment and then like paste it. And he thought I meant like in real life, like you could take pictures of stuff and it would appear in the game. And I was like, there's something like that, and that's why I showed you Project Milo to begin with. But we made fun of it, and we even watched some parody videos of Project Milo. And Max came in during a really inappropriate part of like the Project Milo parody thing, and I thought that was interesting. He didn't stay long enough to see the joke though. Kel said you should join the Devil Fruit contest. I think you could think of something really cool. What are the rules for Tekking 101's Devil Fruit contest? In case you guys aren't familiar, Tekking 101 is an anime YouTuber that I'm subscribed to. I don't really watch a lot of his content, which is why I don't talk about him much. But he has a contest right now that's like create your own devil fruit. But I haven't watched the video on the contest. I don't know the rules, and I don't know when we have to submit the stuff for the contest.
Hey, you know
I don't know it. That's what I'm saying.
basically the same thing.
Let's see. While you're filling me in on the Tekking 101 contest, I'm still reading through what I did today. Let's see. I'm so lost. Oh, yeah, Project Milo. I was explaining why we were talking about it in the first place.
Yeah.
And then I think I already did. Oh, yeah, so we made fun of Project Milo for a bit. Then after watching YouTube and working on raps for a period, we decided to watch some improv tutorials starring not Josh Peck and not Drake Bell. After we watched a few of those, we did an improv comedy live stream for over an hour, which you can watch on the channel right now. And that's pretty much it. Like right after that, we did these streams. Right now, your boy Winslow's looking at a whole bunch of different like plot services. Have you ever seen Seventh Sanctum?
No.
Definitely worth a Google. They have a lot of interesting generators on there.
This is actually my script writing app.
Oh, okay. I used to use the Amazon one before they were like, we no longer take open submissions. By the way, if they still did that, would you be down? Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The like to write a book or whatever.
Of
Oh,
course.
oh,
I mean, I still
film,
do books.
yeah.
Yeah. The easiest thing to get into with Amazon back in the day was you could write a kid's show.
It had to be a kid's show.
You could write anything, but if you picked something that wasn't a kid's show, it demanded a lot. Like if you were like, I wanted to pitch a kid's show, you could do so in like 5 or 6 pages, where everything else is like you gotta do like a full script.
Yeah.
You would write like for the kids show like a mini Bible that would go over maybe like the first 5 or 6 episodes, not scripts, just like describing it,
Yeah.
and then you'd have like the basic like show like synopsis, and that's it. That's all you needed, and you could send it to Amazon, and they would like look over it and see whether or not they wanted to make it into a show.
Pretty cool.
I actually did that with my friend Nick Bolus back in the day, like a few times. We would hang out like we are doing now, and we would just like spitball ideas for like a kids show, and then send it to Amazon and just see what sticks. The answer is nothing. No, we never got a show off the. Yeah, you would know. I'd be like, this show, we check out Amazon Prime, got a new cartoon out,
Right.
new Kung Fu Kid
New Kung Fu Kenny.
animated series.
The animated series Kung Fu Kenny.
Kel said the only rules I remember is that you have a 300-word limit. Excuse me, that you have 2 weeks to turn it in, and if you want to join, watch the contest video so that you know what to do. For the Teching 101 Make a Devil Fruit contest, I don't know how Devil Fruit works because I've never watched One Piece. I'm waiting for the One Piece live action show to come out, because supposedly it's going to be true to the manga, and I'm like, wow, I can get like the full manga story with like CGI special effects. That sounds pretty dope. So what I'm about to do, while I keep tipping the laptop back and forth, I accidentally made the window with the live chat poof. Here we go. So now that window's back. Now this window's back. Now I'm gonna use this window to look at Amino, so I can finally check out those player armor cards that Kels has been working on. So hope you guys are excited for that. Kel said he has a Devil Fruit video you can watch if you want to know how they work. Oh, ballin'. Oh, I see the live chat on my phone and on the computer, but the one on my phone fades away after a moment. So it scared me because I suddenly saw something pop up on my phone. And I was like, Nani? Right now I'm signing in to Amino on my computer.
You want to hear the weirdest short story you've ever heard?
Hit me up. Did you use a generator?
Yeah.
Okay, your boy used a random plot generator. He'll read over that while I'm trying to sign into Amino.
This is called Thoughtless Dolly Ferguson by a random generator thing online. Mike Nolan looked at the ribbed piano in his hands and felt sad. He walked over to the window and reflected on his sunny surroundings. He'd always loved magical Plymouth with its tame, tasteless tunnels. It was a place that encouraged his tendency to feel sad. He saw something in the distance, or rather, someone. It was the figure of Dolly Ferguson. Dolly was a thoughtless deity with ample elbows and short abs. Mike gulped. He glanced at his own reflection. He was an understanding, smart cocoa drinker with scrawny elbows and handsome abs. His friends saw him as an annoying, adorable academic. Once he'd even jumped into a river and saved a hurt blind person. But not even an understanding person who has once jumped into a river and saved a hurt blind person was prepared for what Dolly had in store today. The hail pounded like partying mice, making Mike ecstatic. As Mike stepped outside and Dolly came closer, he could see the shaky smile on her face. "Look, Mike," growled Dolly with a remarkable glare that reminded Mike of thoughtless frogs. "It's not that I don't love you, but I want affection. You owe me 203 pounds. Mike looked back, even more ecstatic and still fingering the ribbed piano. "Dolly, eat my shorts," he replied. They looked at each other with unstable feelings, like two grim, grievous guppies smiling at a very stupid accident which had indie music playing in the background and two forgetful uncles shouting to the beat. Mike regarded Dolly's ample elbows and short abs. "I don't have the funds," he lied. Dolly glared. "Do you want me to shove that ribbed piano where the sun don't shine?" Mike promptly remembered his understanding and smart values. "Actually, I do have the funds," he admitted. He reached into his pockets. "Here's what I owe you." Dolly looked anxious, her wallet blushing like a thankful, thundering torch. Then Dolly came inside for a nice mug of cocoa. The end.
So he owed her money, and then he paid her money.
Yeah, that's not the weirdest part. The weirdest part is how Mike Nolan sees the fucking world. Plymouth is sad, and I like being sad. Dolly Ferguson has ample elbows and short abs. Um, I'm an understanding, smart cocoa drinker with scrawny elbows and handsome abs. And I once jumped into a river and saved a hurt blind person. But even though I saved a hurt blind person, I was not prepared for what Dolly would tell me that day. Um, the sounds outside were partying mice, and there was indie music playing in the background, and two forgetful uncles shouting to the beat. What the fuck?
Not at the beat. They weren't, hey, beat!
Shouting
To the beat. So it was like, hey, 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 hey.
I would love to see that in
What?
an actual like short film. Just two people having like a conversation. I'm sorry, I don't have the money. Hey.
To indie music.
Yeah.
I mean, we could take one of these like random plot generators and like make like a short film.
Yeah.
Just like do it.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that.
We should definitely play around with that. By the way, I want to show Aiden your OC.
Pitch our new YouTube channel we got.
I'm gonna show you Kels's OC, his new like original character that he made. It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh thing.
Okay.
So his name is Kibo Shori. Is actually a pretty chill dude who likes to talk about dumb nerd stuff. But when he's in a duel, he puts on this persona of a smart, calculative, and determined person, when really he just does what he hopes is the correct play and acts like it's no biggie when he gets outplayed. In fact, his name means hoping for victory. The deck he uses is a future pendulum deck, future being an archetype that Kel's made up for custom cards. He says he hasn't made the archetype yet in Dueling Book, but when he does, he'll post the cards. And then here's the artwork. Well, before I show you the artwork, what do you think of the character in general and the way he's described?
I fuck with it. I don't know a lot about Yu-Gi-Oh, but I could definitely see it being like in a book or something.
Interesting. How do you feel about the fact that he's like a chill, nerdy dude, but when he duels, he puts on this persona as if he's like this really good duelist, but he's just kind of like hoping he does well. Yeah.
I feel like you could either play it one of two ways, and I think it sounds a lot like an anime trope, which I imagine is like similar to Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's either a thing where it's comedic and it's like, oh, he's like this really nerdy guy, but like he tries to act really cool, and then suddenly it works out for him, even though you see like all of his like fumbles along the way, and people are just oblivious to it and think he's this really cool guy, and that's like the humor of it, because the audience knows different. Or there's the other idea that it's like this drama where this guy's like really trying his best and he really wants to be this cool guy, but like no matter what, people like shit on him and like fuck him up at this thing, and he's like, I'm just trying to be good, and it's like an underdog type thing.
So you feel like people will either see him one way or see him the other way?
Yeah, I mean, there might be some characters who were like secondary characters in the story who like either think he's cool to begin with and then realize like they see him in some awkward situation and they're like, oh, you're just a fucking nerd. And he's like, don't tell anyone. Or there's the second option where he like one of his friends from when he's like more like when he's not doing the stuff like helps him and like also maybe takes on a persona or like helps manage him or whatever and like helps get him these gigs and like hype him up and helps make sure he doesn't like fuck up.
One thing that I find interesting about that in Yu-Gi-Oh, the original series, Yugi has this special necklace that he wears that has an ancient relic on it, and it allows for him to switch consciousness with like an ancient pharaoh. And when he does,
is that the guy that like you put the cards together and it makes the...
You're thinking of Exodia. No, he doesn't become Exodia. I like how you put your hands up and you said, I don't fucking know.
Is that the thing that he like wears the thing on his neck?
Yeah, that's the Millennium Puzzle.
Oh, fucking.
So, whenever he becomes the pharaoh, people will say stuff like, doesn't he look noticeably taller? He's acting different. Like, people call him out that he's, like, different.
Yeah.
But people almost act like they're two different people.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
He's a bitch. This dude ain't a bitch. I don't know
Why is he less of a bitch? But I like that for your thing, for his OC, you were like, I don't think people would see him as two, because he's just one person.
Yeah.
They would either think one is a facade or one isn't.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting way to go about it. Kels, what are your thoughts on that?
It would be really interesting for that character if they did end up writing it as this idea of the guy being like in this popular arena, being seen as really cool and like pulling it off really well. So he like makes all this money and has all these fans.
Also, real quick, yo, Dragon Ball super fan, welcome to the streams. Good to have you. And Kels said, I'm glad you guys like my OC. It just feels weird for me because OCs and stuff are like taboo in a way. But I'm glad we can just talk about OCs and stuff. Yeah, that's totally cool. Sorry to shit on, like, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to make sure that we got the live chat involved. Dragon Ball Superfan said, also, bro, I was at the movie theaters, and when I got done watching the movie, our car was gone. Now I'm riding in an Uber. Oh, shit. Like, your car was, like, stolen? Yo, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you have any way of, like, tracking your car? And have you reported, like, to the authorities that your car was gone?
Also, super glad you're watching the stream, but it seems like there are more important things going on at the moment.
I mean, but you always need to get that entertainment. And he said, yeah, we did. I'm glad that you've reported that the car's missing. Hopefully, you'll be able to get the car back and be able to, like, track it down and get it. Or have you already tracked it down? I'm not sure what the yeah we did was. Was that yeah we tracked it down or yeah we have a way of tracking it down?
This is just an interesting short story idea, but it sounds really sad. Caitlin is a comedian from Mesa who falls in love with her tutor. The two are separated when the tutor goes away to war. Caitlin turns to drugs and then accidentally overdoses and dies.
Sounds like a tragedy.
Yeah, but it also sounds really short. Like, I just imagine a scene where she's like, the tutor's like, so you gotta multiply 5 by 5, and then that gives you 25. And then the girl's like, I'm in love with you. I have a comedy gig tonight. Do you want to come see it? She's like, I can't. I'm your tutor. And so then she like is sad and she goes to her comedy thing and she's like doing blow in the fucking back and she's like all stressed out or whatever.
Well, the tutor goes to war. He doesn't just deny her.
No. But then he's at the thing, at the comedy club thing, and then they like fall in love or whatever. And he's like, you gotta get out of this life. You can't be doing drugs. And then she's like, as long as I have you, I'll be alright. And it's like, but I gotta go to war.
The draft.
Yeah.
The draft.
No, I like already before I met you, I was like, gonna go to war. I gotta go to war. No. So then he's like, just wait for me. And she's like, fine. And it's like, he's never
wait for
coming
you
back.
with these drugs.
Yeah, it's like he's never coming back. And she like gets back into comedy because like, you gotta fucking make your money somehow, and you didn't finish tutoring because your fucking tutor left. So she like gets back into drugs and she just dies.
You should have got back into tutors. Just got into second tutor.
Nope, she couldn't go back after she fell in love with him.
What if the story's a lot longer than you think, and she like tries to like fight her addiction? She travels to a foreign country in like pursuit of like the war stuff to like find him, but then instead of finding him, she just overdoses. She just gets back into drugs in the other country. Winslow doing a fucking weird striptease. Kel said, Kibo Mori is like a popular duelist, and everyone's like, yo, he's too edgy and cool. I want to be just like him. But all the popularity makes him nervous. Interesting. So people do perceive him as cool, but in reality, he's nerdy, and he feels nervous because people perceive him as cool, but he keeps up the facade anyway.
So a whole interesting scene that I was going to bring up about that is that it would be really cool if like one of his fans or like one of the people who thinks that he's like really cool, he's gotten this persona of being like a badass and like a womanizer and shit, and people just like start making up stories because they see this really cool dude. So he's like one day hanging out with a girl or whoever, and he's like, this person's really special and I really care about them. And then like the friend is like, get the fuck away from him. Like he's a piece of shit.
He fucked Barbara and Streisand.
Yeah, and it's like, no, I'm just this down there. You don't know who this dude is? Look at his fucking Yugi battles. And he's like,
Yugi battles.
Like this boy's Yugi battles. And he's like, Eminem from 8 Mile, but he's like jerking off in the corner and like throwing down a car, and it's like, no,
So Yu-Gi-Oh within the show itself is called Duel
Yugi.
Monsters. The game
It's
isn't.
called
It's
Yugi.
not Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's called Yugi's. Yugi Boogles.
Yugi Boogles. Also, believe it or not,
It's
he
one
has
hand.
yet to see the Kibo picture.
Mhm.
Like you've yet to actually see the picture of the OC.
Yeah, but also, give you close.
Feel is it getting late?
No, just a one.
Oh, just a one? Oh, okay. Yeah. Time. Do you have a cutoff time?
It's not a cutout, like a stream. That's good.
Oh, the stream normally goes for like an hour.
Yeah.
We're like 30 minutes in.
Um,
Yeah.
Wait, but we were supposed to start at 12.
We didn't start it right on time. We started like 17 minutes late.
Ooh, shit.
But here's the picture of Kibo. He drew it himself. I'd really like to hear your thoughts on him. I'm gonna open the Kibo image in its own tab. Oh, I gotta move my phone. It's actually covering like the whole image. Okay, Winslow, what do you think? What are your thoughts on this image of Kibo?
It's interesting.
It's interesting?
But what's also interesting, right, is that Lambert is a king from South Africa who falls in love with his tutor. A lot of tutors out. Tutor separated when the tutor falls into the ocean and loses his memory. Yeah, the ocean really gets that memory ass. However, Lambert manages to rescue the situation by booking a wonderful restaurant. I just imagine.
Wait, he books a restaurant to
Yeah.
get his memory back?
Yeah!
What the fuck? What?
I imagine this guy Lambert. He's like, I'm gonna come to America. First, you need a tutor, Lambert. You can't just show up to America. And he's like, I'm showing up. So he shows up, and then he's like, ooh, I should probably get a tutor. So then he gets a tutor. It's like, hi, Lambert. I'm your tutor. And he's like, hi, tutor. And like, 1 second.
I'm your
a professional
Lambert.
swimmer. And then he goes swimming. He's like, Lambert, what? I forgot who I am, Lambert. And he's like, what? Am I your tutor, Lambert? Yeah, you're my tutor. Oh no, tutor, you don't remember who you are? No, that's alright. I'll book us this nice restaurant and it'll make everything better. And the tutor's just sitting there like, what the fuck's going on? And he's like, don't you love this steak dinner?
Tortellini, I remember everything.
I got you your favorite meal. How do you know my favorite meal? We're lovers. Not that
bullshit.
I recall.
Oh yeah. Yo, what do you think of this artwork? He put a lot of work into this.
He did. My one thing is I don't know what's in the background.
That's a pendulum. See, he does pendulum summoning, which is a type of special summoning that I'm not gonna go into the details. It's cool. It's his favorite special summoning mechanic. That's why he based a character who uses that special summoning mechanic.
That's cool. My
Yeah.
one thing. So does everyone in Yugi Bowls have the same haircut?
No. That's not the same as what other people have.
You ever see a Yugi pic?
Yeah.
You ever see a naked Yugi pic?
No.
That's what it looks
He's
like.
not naked. He's wearing a jacket.
No, but the hair looks the exact same as in a lot of naked Yugi pics.
Nah. I disagree. He put his hand
John
up.
is a killer fueled by lust. So
I like the artwork. And yeah, this is totally a place for like OCs, fan art, fan fiction. If you ever want to share stuff that you work on, like feel free to hit me up. And I'd be more than happy to like look at it like on stream, talk about it. Also feel free to write Winslow and Jet fan fiction. As long as it's 250 words or less, I will read it in a video. Feel free to post that to the Amino. Would you like to see what fan fiction they would like offer up?
sure.
See? Real thing. We'll dramatically read it. If it has lines in it, we could even do the lines, like a play.
I'd be down. Let me.
Kel said he starts to take on one persona of the cool guy, and every duel he's in, he treats it as life or death, even when it isn't. In his mind, if he loses, then he's exposed for the faker he is. Interesting. How do you feel about the idea of him, like, I love Broom Shakalaka? He's looking at the different Adult Swim infomercials.
Do you know who this is by?
It's by the guy who makes all of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know?
You've talked about him and how he inspired, like, your passion for, like, short films. And that you want to do something like...
Like recently, but not like originally.
Oh, yeah. I understand.
Yeah, I was like, I
I'm
didn't know
not
about
saying
him
from
till
the
like
beginning.
recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so the reason that I was gonna bring that. Have you seen this one?
I have not.
It's really weird, and I suggest we watch it.
Okay. Not right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Copyright.
Yeah. Well, so my whole thing is, I would really like to write some short films that aren't this, but like all of his short films kind of have a style to them, and I'd like to have like a weird style very similar to that. I don't know, I fuck with it. So essentially, a lot of his short films, what I appreciate about them is
Real
they,
quick,
yeah,
before we get too off.
yeah.
Still on like his OC. He wrote like a little bit
Oh
more.
yeah, my bad.
Yeah, the last thing he said was talking about how like he treats every duel like it's life or death because he's trying to push that cool guy facade. He feels like if he loses a duel, people won't think he's cool anymore. So even I'm sorry.
How hard does he go into like I refuse to lose? Like, will he like kill somebody over it, or like?
Would he kill somebody over? Some people in Yu-Gi-Oh have done crazy shit like that.
Yeah. Or is he like, I'll like break my own fucking leg to win this Yugi?
And I don't know how that would help. Make
Maybe
your
it's
opponent
like,
quit.
No, you like pendulum your leg.
Pendulum your leg, fucking pendulum your leg. He said in his character arc in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime I have in mind, he learns, hey man, you could like chill sometimes, you know, and he becomes a better duelist from actually learning how to like chill out. Does he learn to like be himself more, like to just like be himself and have fun dueling? Because that actually does seem like a solid lesson. What are your thoughts on that? The idea of over the course of the show, he just learns that he doesn't have to put on a facade. He can just be himself and be happy.
I like that. I feel like I would want to see it come from like some hard realizations. Like I would want to see it come from him like having big problems, not just a thing where it's like, wow, I'm like an asshole. I better just not be an asshole anymore. Like I could just be me. I'd want it to be a thing where he gets like the shit kicked out of him over it.
For like being the cool guy.
Yeah, like it starts getting to his head, and like he starts like getting like more and more ramped up, and then other people, as he gets ramped up, are like more and more trying to like knock him down, and so then eventually he just like, wait, this isn't me. I don't know why the fuck I got into this.
Mm. Starts with Yu-Gi-Oh, ends with cocaine.
It starts with I don't know why. This might be copyrighted, but I'm not good enough at singing to get flagged.
I'm not good enough at singing to get flagged. Next up, we got some new player armor cards. Player armor is an archetype that I made back in the day. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh custom cards archetype, and your boy Kels has made some support cards that he has been excited to show off to us. So I'm now going to look at some of his custom cards. So Kels said, so I made some cards for just player armor archetype, and I want to know you guys' opinions on them and how well they fit into the archetype. Totally cool with changing anything about the cards. I end up having to use Player Armor Army as the background. Oh, Armory as the background because I couldn't find the original or edited image that Jet used. Okay, ballin'. Kel said he wouldn't kill anyone to win or anything. If he's losing the duel, he's just gonna try to turn it around. That's fair enough. Glad that he's not like straight murking fools. Oh, he posted up the card art. I thought it was the card arts with the description text. So as I was scrolling through, I was like where are all the descriptions? So just from the card arts alone, one has like a ghost. So he has a ghost here. Don't know exactly what it does, but it's interesting. Does it allow you to revive monsters from the graveyard by sacrificing player armor cards? This one has like a monster. It looks kind of cool. It's like a dark elf troll looking thing. I think my favorite so far is the fairy that's holding the pendulum under its hand. I imagine it's a pendulum support based player armor card. And then finally you have player armor dual disc. Did you draw that dual disc yourself? Like digitally? It looks like really good. Um, like actually just legitimately good, this dual disc. Because when I first saw it, I was thinking to myself, did he like grab an image off like the internet? And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, this could totally be something that like you drew. Like I can see like almost like you did like vectors and stuff like that. Kel said, I put the dueling book link in so that you can check out their effects. Ballin'. He said, I didn't draw the duel disc, I just looked one up. Oh, okay. Yo, your boy Aiden for the Empire of Eternia YouTube channel has hit 226 subscribers. Congrats!
Thank you.
Bruh, 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 bruh.
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 Okay, let's see. What? I don't know why this keeps happening. Copyright. The strikes are real. The non-fictional strikes. Okay, so right now I'm getting dueling book set up. Here we go. So player armor dual disc. Once per turn, and I can actually film. Drop the fuck out of my phone. Hard Gudem. So here's player armor dual disc. Once per turn, you can add one player monster card from the deck to your hand. Once per turn, you can banish this card from the graveyard, add one player monster card from your graveyard to your hand. So it's a deck searcher for player monster cards, but it also, when it's in the graveyard, can be a graveyard searcher for player monster cards when you banish it. So that's player armor dual disc. Then we got player monster ghost. Once per turn, if a player armor card is activated, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you control a face-up player armor card once per turn, you can target one card on your opponent's side of the field and return it to the hand. Interesting. So it knocks your opponent's monsters off of the field so that you can more or less attack directly using your player monsters and using your player armor cards. If you have 3 player monster ghost in your hand, well, it's a once per turn effect. If a player armor card is activated, you can special summon this card from your hand. But is that per copy? So if you had 3 copies of player monster ghost and then you activate one player monster card, not player monster card, player armor card, could you special summon all 3 or no? Next up, we got player monster pendulum fairy. Once per turn, you can destroy one. Well, this is the pendulum effect. Once per turn, you can destroy one face-up player armor spell card on the field. Special summon a player monster card from your hand to the field whose levels are equal to this card's pendulum scale. You can destroy this card. Kel said no, it's a hard once per turn on the ghost. Okay, so you couldn't like play one player armor card and then spam out like 3 ghost and then go into like rank 4 or go into like you couldn't do a synchro because it's not like a tuner, but you could go into like a link 3 or something like that. It's nothing like that. Hard once per turn, can't just like spam out a bunch of ghosts. Okay, so here's the pendulum effect for player monster pendulum fairy. Once per turn, you can destroy one face-up player armor spell card on the field. Special summon a player monster card from your hand to the field whose levels are equal to this card's pendulum scale. You can destroy this card in the pendulum zone. Add one player armor card from the graveyard to your hand. So you can use it to blow up a player armor card in order to summon a player monster. Yo, Ryan, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. Or you can blow itself. You can blow it up like on its own and add one player armor card from your graveyard to the hand. So that's cool. Then for the monster effect, if you activate a player armor card that requires you to pay life points to activate its effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, if you pay life points to activate a card effect, you gain half the amount of life points lost. That definitely makes it a lot easier to use player armor cards. Well, attack with player armor cards without taking as much of a loss off of it. Player armor is kind of already strong though, so I feel like player monster pendulum fairy makes it like really strong. Like you'll probably have to fight a deck that's a little more broken in order to like deal with that. I'd say something similar for player monster ghost actually. Dual disc seems totally fine. I don't think that breaks the game. Excuse me. But player monster ghost gives you an interesting ability to, for one, be able to deal 1400 damage with that like high attack and be able to attack for less than that by sacrificing your life points but still be enough to kill your opponent because your monster can make up for like the difference. And then with Pendulum Fairy, now when you like attack your opponent for like 4,000, you gain 2,000 attack. So instead of losing half your life, you lose like a quarter of your life, more or less, for like the same amount of damage. That's really powerful. You would definitely want to like kill that bitch, like get her off the field. Luckily, she has low attack and defense, but that is a strong boy due to what it allows you to do. And then you got Player Monster Vampire. Once per turn, if a player armor card would be destroyed, you can special summon this card from your hand instead. Ooh, so it protects the player armor card? That's interesting. This card gains 200 attack for each player armor or player monster card on the field. Whoa, or player monster card? So you have enough player monsters that exist, because there are three of them things, for you to have 5 player monster cards on the field at the same time. So he would gain a stack from that, and then if you had 5 player armor cards on the field, he could gain a stack from that. So he could potentially gain 2,000, be like 3,200 attack. So essentially, player armor would have like a boss monster then. I think player monster vampire's cool. Most def. I don't really think he's too broken. Believe it or not, he seems fine. Well, I don't know. His protecting the player armor cards from destruction effect is a little strong. I like his second effect the best for player monster vampire. For the fairy, I think her effects are really strong. At least the monster effect is. So I don't know how to feel about her. Player monster ghost doesn't seem too outlandish, but I could see that straight up just winning you the game. Player monster ghost just existing, just having that card in your hand could be like, well, I guess I gooted them now. I guess I just won. But I'm definitely interested in seeing how these cards would work in a game. I would love to see you like build a player armor deck and see where you would replace certain player armor cards with player monster cards and like see how that goes. But I do vibe with like what you've got so far. I would also love to see you write fan fiction where Kibo faces off. Am I saying his name right, by the way? Your OC Kibo uh, faces off against a player armor duelist and see how Kibo uses his future monster cards in order to go up against player monster and player armor cards. I think that'd be really dope. Let's see. So then Ryan said, "Hi Jet." Yo, Ryan, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. Ryan said, "What do you know about Daesh?" I don't think I know anything about Daesh. I would ask Aiden what were his thoughts on it, but he doesn't really fuck with Yu-Gi-Oh, and this is a very Yu-Gi-Oh specific thing.
Yep, and that's why it's bad.
Ryan, what were your thoughts on the player monster cards? Those are the player monster cards that your boy Kel's made. Kel said, yeah, it would be fun to write a fanfic like that. I agree. I think that'd be pretty dope. So Aiden, what have you been up to?
Looking at short film stuff.
Looking at short film stuff? Looking at film short stuff?
Yeah.
Ryan then says no comment. Fair enough, fair enough. Right now we have, oh, Ryan said also on phone, so can't see that link. Oh, I see. So right now, we're just hanging out, chilling, ready to talk with you guys about whatever you guys want. Have discussion topics, questions. Ask me anything. Ask me any question you want. Ryan said, the thing he said earlier was ISIS. There's just another name for ISIS. Did you know that?
The what is?
Daesh or whatever?
No.
No, you didn't know? I've never heard that before. But now I know. The more you learn, right?
Shoot.
Really, the more you learn with a rainbow made out of assault rifles.
What?
Because we learned about terrorism. Okay, let's see. I like the O. I also like the O with the piano. I feel like it made it fall even flatter. Let's see. Oh, did you see the improv stream that we did earlier today, Ryan? Kel said, I was thinking of making a fusion monster where you fuse the player armor cards with the player monster card. It's supposed to represent the player fusing with a monster. Interesting. Could you give me an example of like a player armor card that you would fuse with a player monster card in particular? And does it become a pendulum monster then? That has the pendulum effect of the player armor card, but retains the monster effect of the card itself? Your boy Aiden over here doing that research. Have you checked out Seventh Sanctum yet? He needs to check out Seventh Sanctum. That's what that face said.
What's 7 Sanctum?
It's a random generator that you can use for like stories, and they straight up say on the website, anything that you generate on that site, you can use in whatever you want. Like it doesn't matter. He's like, I can't copyright every fucking thing the random generator's gonna do. Like, go nuts. He just said, be careful. Some of the generators, and it'll tell you, are like for specific things. Like if you're like random like Pokemon generator, well, of course it's gonna be using things that are from Pokemon that are like copyrighted. But if you're doing a generator that like, isn't directly connected to like a specific thing, then go nuts. Use whatever you want in whatever you want. Let's see. Ryan said, "Hey Jet, do you think the government will reclose in February?" I'm not sure. That's an interesting question. Then Ryan said, "Hi Aiden."
Hi.
You know Ryan, like this is real life Ryan.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, there we go. And then Benny Boy said hello again. He said, "Can I have a shout out?" Shout out to Benny Boy the Gamer. Welcome to the streams. Good to have you. Don't forget to like that, smash that like button if you haven't already. I was about to say like that like button. So what generator are you currently looking at?
Corporations.
Which is your favorite so far? I like Future Diatechnics, from what I've seen.
Yeah, Cosmodynamics looks interesting.
That sounds like a study. Like, I study cosmodynamics.
Fair. Kilocom?
Open Kilocom. Can you name like one real life company that starts with like open in its name?
Open Waters?
Is that a real company?
Probably.
Will you just make one up? It's possible. It's worth a Google. Speaking of Google.
Taylor Nuclear Telecommunications.
That sounds real.
Nuclear telecommunication. So we have this nuclear power plant, and then we put phones up to it, and it just fucking blows our ears out.
Maybe they're nuclear holograms that give you cancer. But they let you talk to people.
I can see the cancer already.
Kel said, I was just thinking it would fuse a couple player armor cards, and the Fusion Monster's pendulum effect would be this card's pendulum effect becomes the effect of one player armor card used for this card's summon. Interesting. And then Ryan said cancer calls. Then Benny Boy the Gamer said, that one guy Kells, I subscribed. Ooh, Benny Boy the Gamer's passing out those subscriptions.
Ooh, to who?
To your boy, that one guy Kells. But he could pass the subscription over to Empire of Eternia.
Hey.
His channel right there. I am now a plant. Winslow is also a plant. We are tangled together. Kudzu. In an alternate universe, I broke your arm.
That would suck.
That would suck. This is not that universe.
Somebody got Microsoft.
Really?
Apparently.
For the random corporation generator?
Yep.
Empire of Eternia.
Holding.
Ryan said, Jet, what do you know about the CIA? Have you heard about the weird scopolamine stuff? Scopolamine is a hell of a drug. Also, here's a link to your boy Aiden's Empire of Eternia channel. It's actually a really long URL. I hope they give you the option to shorten your URL.
I hope they do.
I might be able to help you with that. You might already have that option.
Yeah.
Kel said, cool, I don't make videos, so like, I don't know what you're expecting, lol. Some people just like to pass out those subscriptions, so whatever.
Fair.
Giving them a round.
Hey, Benny Boy.
Hey, you got that new subscription.
Thank you.
Also, have you cleared the disk space on your computer?
Never.
You should do that. Makes sense. I like the...
Doyle Shipping Entertainment Consumables.
What?
Doyle Shipping Entertainment Consumables.
It's your boy Doyle, and I love shipping entertainment consumables. Drugs. Vinny Boy the Gamer said I subscribed to his channel. You know it. We got the notification. We celebrated. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Janetta Frontier seems interesting.
Janetta Frontier. We have created clones of the greatest explorers of all time. Lewis and Clark. The only ones. We also made some fictional explorers, like Indiana Jones. That's a real nigga now. Took Harrison Ford, mixed him with a real nigga, bam, real nigga Harrison Ford. Let's see, realistic alignment generator. Chaotic hypochondriac.
Cuddly good, depressing neutral.
Cuddly good?
Depressing neutral.
This troll needs a hug. Neutral fashionable? Fashionably late to both parties.
Poetic evil.
Poetic evil. A rose by any other name would be as foul.
Pedestrian good.
I'm going to use the crosswalk.
Lawful horny.
Lawful horny.
Everybody better obey Biden's rules.
I want to suck dick, but not for money.
I want to suck dick, but only if I get the consent written of everyone involved.
I want to suck dick, but only of those who not only legally consent, but are of the legal age to do so. Which honestly should be most people, please.
You know what's interesting? Lawful horny goes pretty well with sloppy neutral.
Sloppy neutral? I think sloppy neutral is supposed to be like
they don't.
I don't pick either side, but I also don't pick up my laundry. You know?
No, sloppy neutral. She's like I'm lawful horny, but in the bed I'm sloppy neutral.
But in the bed I'm sloppy. Kel said, by the way, I can't playtest the player monster cards because the device I used to play Dueling Book is trash, is a trash can, and it randomly disconnects. He didn't say is trash, he called it a trash can. Ryan then said confirmed. Neutral, frigid. Oh wait, fuck, it's just playing generic music. How long has it not been copyright free?
17 days. Chaotic cute.
Chaotic cute. Oh, it's so kawaii. I love killing all my enemies.
Got 'em.
Good 'em. Murder for you. Murder for you. You get a ribbon and murder. I do like chaotic cute. Elevator music. Trying to find more royalty-free elevator music. Oh, this is lobby time. Ew, look at that.
Hot.
Oh, it went away. Ryan said Jet censors the stream reading. How so? Oh, Kevin McLeod. Lobby time. Neutral frigid. I'm a cold bitch, but I don't pick sides.
Chaotic angsty. Chaotic freaky.
Chaotic angsty sounds really scary.
Chaotic unoriginal.
Chaotic unoriginal. I can never come up with my own ideas, but I do whatever I want.
Jumpy good.
I can't sit down, but I always do the right thing.
Manic depressive good.
Oh my gosh. I can never decide on how I'm feeling, but I always try to do the right thing.
Miserly good. He's like, go fuck yourself, young people, but make sure you pick up your trash and brush your teeth.
I don't know why all these young people like to get on my lawn, but I don't shoot them because that's wrong. Ryan said Jet won't read this because it says Jet is not a pedophile.
Got him.
I did read it.
That's a shit.
Lawful couch potato.
It says neutral liberal twice.
Good. What are the odds? Probably pretty low. Lawful couch potato. I don't do shit with my life, but I always,
Oh, babe, that's not illegal.
It's not illegal to be slobbish. Oh, it looks like we're getting closer to the end of the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the hangout. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we do these live streams. Thank you all once again for tuning in and hanging out with us. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with...
Me, but also quick, do smug good. Do smug good. Pretend to be smug good.
Pretend to be smug good. I mean, I suppose I can help you peons with your slavery problem. And this is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with...